Alright, we had to change our camera settings too, so we can see a little bit more from further away. So yeah, all of this plastic stuff here we're going to take out. We're going to take the motorized shock out. I do have provisions in our edge for this. We'll change all of this plastic in here over as well. Our bottom panel looks horrible. Our back seats look horrible. It's missing all of this back plastic anyway, so we're just going to switch it all over. My wife wants me to change the doors altogether out, but they don't match, so we're going to repaint, I guess. This is different. I've actually never seen the center console for the back seat look like that. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully the front seats actually work. They're the same body style, so maybe everything is interchangeable. I know all of this stuff here is, and I kind of like this better anyways than the, I think it's fake wood grain on ours. Oh look. Yeah, so this is fake wood grain. These are memory seats. So I wonder if, I'm pretty sure that one doesn't have memory seats because it's not provisioned for it there, but I wonder if they moved it somewhere else on the 2012. I also need to double check and make sure that that looks the same. Anyways, this is the back center console for this one. And of course you can tell we've got two kids back here because there's drinks spilled all inside of there. It's starting to peel up in the back. The seats are absolutely disgusting. The floor also disgusting. It doesn't matter if you vacuum it or not. It's still just as nasty. The back hatch, we have to get the bolts for this. And then of course we have to get all the plastics. This is where that shock mounts. And then of course down here in this nasty hole. I don't know if it even has these, which is fine too. We don't really need that. But first thing I think I'm going to do is get the plastics and the shock out and fix this. Oh yeah, here you go. Here's what happens when you have little hellion kids. Oh man, I also don't know if that one has the D-pillar speakers. I'll find out. Yeah, so this one does not have the D-pillar speakers, but I think I don't need these because this plastic right here should be the same to fit into there, and then this one interchanges with it. I'll know in a few minutes once I go through and dig through it all. Oh, nice. We've got a spare finally, and all the tools. That's nice. Okay. Oh, this does have this. Oh, duh, Brad. There's no battery connected. Let's see if I can do this without getting soaking wet. I need to this pedal. Alrighty then. It's awkward doing this with one hand. Yep, looks like ours. We're going to be taking tail lips out, both sides, back bumper cover. We're taking those out, or that out rather. Exhaust for sure, because ours is leaking. Nice. Spare tire. Yeah, ours doesn't have one. Let's What's this? Caliper bolts. Oh, those will come in handy. Oh wait, there's another caliper bolt. I think. Is that a caliper bolt? I'm pretty sure that's a caliper bolt. Probably should sit this in the trailer, but it's all going to go into the back of the edge. Yeah, we've had our edge. Oh, this is upside down. We've had our edge for quite a while now, and it has not had a spare tire in it. Now, this is how this goes down on there like that. That way you have your tangs sticking up. Oh, that's just a spacer. Look a little rusty. It's fine. You don't gotta worry about a little rust. Alright, some sparage. And I gotta use my other hand. I broke my pointer finger, or my index finger. A couple days ago, I whacked the top of it right there on that scar with a hammer. I've not been able to move it since. I can move it, it hurts. We're going to take that out too, because I think I took ours out of the edge. Just because it didn't make sense for me to have it in here. Considering we didn't have a spare, that is. Yeah, it's pretty tight. These should just pop up. At least ours just pop up. Yeah, these are just gonna pop up too. But you gotta remove this back. This just pulls straight up. Just be careful with it and don't warp it or break it or leave the tabs behind. We've got these in the back of the edge, although they are full of junk. They were full of tools whenever I was using the edge for my mobile business. But then I decided I didn't want to weigh the back of the edge down or hunt through these bins. So I got the trailer. Ball Allen wrench. It is a 5/32. I rarely use Allen wrenches, so what was that? Something in here moving around. Piece of plastic. Hey, let's get the trailer opened up. I'll never find it again. Hokely dokely. Yeah. I'm going to do that a couple hundred times through here because a lot of this stuff is held on with those type of rings. Is this gonna screw off? Yep, it doesn't just pop straight loose. I may end up breaking that one off because it doesn't want to rotate out. Or, wait a second. Mine has a pocket there. This one has a pocket here. I don't think mine has a pocket here. And we're gonna go ahead and get this here gasket loose. Maybe. Oh, it's not split anywhere. Fun times. We do know that our weld seam, this weld seam is on the bottom. Yeah. We're going to save everything we can off of this before sending it to the junkyard. Alright, here's to hoping that the struts are good, because I'm fixing to take this thing off and I don't want to get whacked in the head. So let's go get a pick. Here's a straight pick. We'll try to use that. Now, take your pick. I can't see, my phone's in the way. Well, take your pick under the bottom and just it out. Oh, they're good. Okay, good. I didn't want to get hit in the head. Alright, now we're going to pull this up to the top of there. Sorry, you guys can't see that. I was using one hand to do three things. Yes. Next, it look-alike. This just pops in place there. Ow! Knuckles. Why is that wet? How does this come out? This is really sticky. Alright, we're going to grab some tools, I think. Maybe a trim tool, because... Oh, there it is. That's what I said, just put this in there. Grab a trim tool and pop some panels. Trim tool! Where, oh, where is my trim tool? That's a good question. I don't know why I'm asking you all, because you don't know. Will I need these? Probably. Alright, I gotta find trim tools. Or a trim tool, not tools. I only have like 2 of them, but only one of them is the one that I need. Alright, I found the trim tool, the drill, and we'll get the wire cutters. I don't think I'm going to need the wire cutters, but just in case we do, I'll have them. Alright, let's get this panel off. Oh, birds. I was about to say, something's moving behind me. Move up the shaft! Alright, we have to be very gentle here and make sure we don't break this. And inside there, I'm sure you can see that, there is a connector. We're going to pop that connector off of there. That edge does have one of these on it as well. We're going to pop that connector off, get this ball, what do they call this? I forget what they call it. I don't know. We're going to get that off of there. And you're not going to be able to see anything, so I apologize. You might be able to see some while my hands aren't in the way. But my hands are so big that it's going to be impossible to see what I'm doing. Did I get that loose? I doubt I got that loose. Alright, I got to set this down for a second because I need both hands. Alright, the shock is off. So the little red tab that I was prying on, I don't know what it goes to, but it didn't hold the wiring harness in, because the wiring harness, you just push this tab here on this side of it and it pops right off, and then of course the bottom picks off the same way the top did. Let's see that. That might have to be unbolted, yes. Man, that stuff is super sticky. I've caught my jacket on it like 3 times already. Let's see how this thing right here holds. Oh, it doesn't hold in there at all. So that's fun. I'm going to unplug the wiring harnesses. Hopefully both. I can't see anything. Okay. Fun times. It looks like it unplugs from this side. Let's put a flashlight in there. I got one in my pocket. Yeah, it definitely unplugs from this side. My fingers just don't have it. What's this? I wonder how much gas is in this. I might be able to use the push water for the other edge. I'll be dip. It's got the same thing. Wait, what does that say? Oh, I thought that said something about suction. Alright, on to the next part of this. So this bottom panel has to come out before the top panel comes out. The top panel I don't necessarily need. I would really like for you to just come out of there. It looks like we're going to be putting these little snips to use. Our edge does have these Christmas tree connectors, but it's always better to save them just in case. Let's see, can we get this one out? Nope, I had it loose and pushed it right back down. Okay, I did it again. You know what? This is starting to get a little frustrating. And let's start taking these panels loose. Got to disconnect that wire there. As soon as the GIMP is awake, we'll send him over there to start taking that one apart, because I'm going to take this one apart myself. Need to get the battery tray out. I don't need that. I mean, I do need that, but I don't need that. I need those. Mine only has one, I think. Battery hold down. Don't need that. Battery hold downs are for quitters. Nice. Alright, let's look here real quick. Alright, so we've got some things missing here and here. We have no memory seat. So how am I going to work this? Because I want to have the rear popper, but it's not really necessary. Don't need that either. Mine works fine. Now I'm sticking to myself. Alright, let's see. What are we going to do here, Brad? Oh, I gotta be careful doing that. Break my finger again. I have ADHD. Let me get back to what I was doing. Alright, so this panel right here is loose back there, but it won't come loose right here because that's holding it down, sort of. And see, that's got a little slide pin there that this tab goes under. Yes, Brad, I do see that. This is going to have to come out, aren't it? Yes, I think so. I have what feels like a torch right there. We might have to take the seats out first. Pretty sure we're going to have to take the seats out first. Yes. Yes. This battery, I thought it was going to be good still. Nope. Die hard. Yes, it did die hard. I was hoping to be able to save these vents for ours, but you know, they're doing the same exact things ours doing. Alright. What size do we need for the seat? Looking like a 17 BRB. Pretty sure these are supposed to be 18s, but I don't have an 18 deep well 3/8 socket, so we're using a 3/4. Yeah, it works. And then we'll go to the other side and do that one. Milwaukee, come on. They don't like to stay on the sockets don't like to stay on the impacts. They still stay on my 1/2" drive, but not the 3/8 drive. See? We'll probably lose those. Alright, we do have 3, 4, 5, or 6 of them on the back here. So we're going to go grab an extension. I'll climb inside of it, it's fine. An extension. See, this one still stays on. It's got a good ring on it. A good enough ring. I'm going to take this with me because that has no ring on it at all. And then put my dum-dum helmet on. Take us this and this. See if I can get in here without slipping off of something and falling, because it is a little moist out. Hi. Hey, yeah. I'm a little too old to be climbing around things. Well, that'll do, donkey, that'll do. Ow. I can't see anything inside of here. It looks bright on the camera, but I can assure you in person it is not. Alright, back bolts, or nuts rather, are loose. So we'll fold the seats back up, get the ones under the front, and then unplug these wiring harnesses from those motors. Those are like windshield wiper motors. And then we'll pull these back seats out. I do think that they come out in sections. I can't remember, but I've taken them out of the other edge like 14 times to clean the carpet. I just gave up on cleaning the carpet because it's a lot of effort getting these seats out. I take every single one of them out to clean the carpets, but I gave up on it. Did you get on the ratchet? Alright. set the other one up. I may end up getting both of these from the front. Oh, these do let back too. It gives me a little bit more access to these bolts here. And yes, those do come off. Alright, this one. Oh, wrong way. Go that way. I had to use my head for something more than a hat rack. Hello? Why are you not coming off of there? There it goes. Annoying. Alright, be right back. Alright, so just to make this a little bit easier so I can see and use both of my hands, I'm switching off to the 3/8 impact and 1 foot extension, and it should be able to manipulate the seat enough to be able to get that extension down there on that socket. I'm going to zip all of these out real quick and I'll come right back. Okay, both rear seats are officially loose. We're going to fold them up. It'll make it easier to get them out. And I think I'm going to go with the easy side first because it's only me out here for the moment. I believe he'll be out here in a few minutes, but I got to keep on keeping on this one. I wanted to get out here at 7 o'clock. I don't know. I don't remember if this is tight. Oh, I missed a nut down in there. Okay, be right back. Well, it seems I've missed another one because there's one right inside of there as well. And I'd be willing to bet that there's probably one over there. Although there's only one over here. So, time to switch off to the ratchet and get this guy loose. This. I'm one-handed currently, so I apologize for any camera movement that makes anyone nauseous. That's not going to work. And that will work. Alright, so this is the swivel head icon 3/8 drive. I don't want to give any shout outs because I've emailed them about a sponsorship and they have not come back to me with anything, so I shouldn't even mention the name of the tool. Yeah, it's gonna work, I hope. I think these are separated. Yeah, they're separated. That's good. That means I'll be able to take this seat out and then turn around and take the other seat over there out. Slow and steady wins the race. Alright, I do believe that is loose enough to get it off by finger. Yes. Alrighty then. Now, once we get this raised up, we should be able to unplug it, unless it plugs in under here, which it doesn't because it splits off, but it may very well split off to there and plug in only under there. But I don't remember disconnecting those. I had to have, but I don't remember it. So the door's all the way open. I'm gonna He-Man this little seat out. I say that like this seat's really heavy. No, this one's relatively light. That one's the heavy one. So I'll be right back. Oh, that one's out. It actually came out fairly easy. And looking under the seat, I have one nut here in the middle, and I believe that's it. So I want to do the same thing on this one, and then that one's definitely going to be a He-Man out. The seat unplugs from underneath, as you all probably guessed. It's just a squeeze tab connector. Toss that back in the back before we lose it. I'll toss this into the back because we're going to use it. And then we're going to go get that one out. Same principle over here. I'm going to turn the ratchet around. We're going to turn the phone upside down. See it in there? I see it on the camera, but I can't see it in person yet. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Jeebus. As soon as it gets loose enough by hand, we can stop with the ratchet that's starting to fall apart. Alright, last nut obtained. So we're going to pause this one because this one's much heavier than the other side was. And get this lifted up out of there. Start from the back, grab the bar, roll it up towards the front seat. And then don't forget, on the front you have studs that it sits on. And those do pivot. You could also lift up on the side, roll it up, and then disconnect the wiring harness, but it's dealer's choice. So right now it's my choice. I'm gonna just lift up the side of it. Oh, that looks gross. Well, it's tape, I think. I don't know. Maybe we'll keep the seat belts from ours if we can change them over. If not, it is what it is. BRB. Alright, just to make things easier, I reached through that bar and disconnected that wiring harness because it didn't want to come up for some reason. Oh, it's because it continues running to the front here. And then I lifted that side up. After trying to lift this side up, I went back and lifted that side up and then was able to come back over here and flip it up. So now the fun part of getting it out of there. I already have this one sitting out. The other one I'm going to sit up there for now. And make sure to clean everything up. And then we get to take the front seats out. And then the center console. Because I need the carpet too. As you can probably tell, this is much cleaner than mine. Now, I mentioned earlier about this front door being different. It's not, it's the same. The only thing that's different is here. But I wonder if I can cut along this line on both of these and plastic weld it back together. I don't know. It'd be nice because I'd like having my memory seats. But I also want this to work. Whew. Stinks out here. Smells like poop. I didn't do it, I promise. I see makeup or something up there. Y'all see that? I don't know what that is. We'll figure it out in a minute together. I think before I move up to those front seats, I'm going to come back here and get the rest of these plastics out. I'm not going to take the D pillar, A, B, C, D, yeah, D pillar out. because it doesn't have the speaker provisions. Mine doesn't have this anymore because I left it out for being lazy, and it distorted and I threw it away. I did the same thing to the Porsche Cayenne that I had. Alright, anywho's, onward and upward. Alright, I've already started working on this and forgot to hit record, so there's 2 Phillips head screws here, 2 Phillips head screws here, and this just doesn't pull down, so don't pull it down. We're going to come around the edge with a trim tool, the same one that we searched for earlier, and get it pulled away some so we can see what we're working with. I'm pretty sure these clips are like right here in this inside, but we're going to move a little further forward. There's one. Alright, so I can see one of the clips inside of here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's one there. Alright, and I don't remember if there's any back here or not. This thing has some weak shocks. Alright, that one's loose. So now, with both hands, I'm going to have to take and pull here and here and kind of hold that hatch up and pop those pieces out of there, or this piece out of here, and then that piece right there is easy to come out. Alright, here we go. Here's all the clips minus 2 of them, which is not up here either. So there should be 2 clips right here as well. They're not there, but they're all around the exterior. I don't know where we can get new clips from, but I think this might be fine. So what I did on camera, I pulled each side off, and I came back here to the handle. On one side I pulled down while holding the latch up, and then on the other side I pulled down while holding the latch up, and then I reached up here in the front where the windshield wiper motor, or back window wiper motor is, and you can see my fingerprints there probably. If not, there they are. I reached in there and pulled down on it, and it popped the rest of it apart, and then of course this one popped back into place, so I just stuck my hand up under there and pried it out. If they pop out, they just slip back in. As you can see here, they have a little groove that they slide into. Just pop them back into place. And then this front side, I don't recall if there's anything special that needs to be done, but let's just find out together here. Ah, buddy. This needs to go that way, and I'm sure that needs to come this way, based off of the way that tab in there is. Yep, that's the right way, Brad. Alright, those are out. Now we'll just take this one in. Yeah, right. Get out of there. Get. Hello? Alright. Now that's out of there. And I'm pretty sure that this whole panel comes forward. But we'll find out. Yeah, that's literally all it does. It pops forward. Now how do we do that one? Because that one's not going to allow us to pop forward. So that means that we got to work from passenger side around to the driver's side. So do we come here? I suppose so. Oh no, my hands were dirty, now the plastic's dirty. Everything is off. What is this to? What is that to? Tag light? I don't know. I can't see the end of it. Alright, be right back. Alright, so we've paused on this one for a moment to go get the other edge prepared for taking components off. And I've looked at that one and then looked at this one many times, but I think in here it should be provisioned behind there for the memory seats. If it's not, then we'll super glue them in place or something. I don't know. Anywho's, so after you've gotten the back seats all the way out, which we haven't gotten this one out yet, you want to move your seat forward. Well, we don't have power on this, so moving the seat forward is going to be not so easy. Let's see, can I reconnect the battery? If I can reconnect the battery to move the seat, then that would be great. But first, before I connect the ground, let's move back up here to the front for a moment. All right, these front covers are going to come off. You're going to reach in and grab the inside cover and pull it towards the brake pedal. And it should slide forward. Oh, this one runs all the way to the back. Mine doesn't have this anymore. I've taken it off already. Let's see. What is holding? There's a tab right there, but I can't really make out if it's connected. I think it's connected to the inner piece, which means it's going to be a bear to get out, no matter which way you look at it. I think we're going to go ahead and take this all the way off and not leave it on here at all, because I don't really need it. All right, I went to the other edge and looked. This panel is still on there, so obviously I've taken it off in the past, but I don't remember exactly how I did that. When I pulled it off just a minute ago, it just came right off of there, so obviously I'm doing something wrong. Well, that works. We'll push that back into place and then take these 18mm bolts off. I've stuck my hand in the glue again. Oh, another Allen wrench. Okay, so just to recap here, all of these bolts that hold the seat down are 18mm. In order to remove the seats, I mean, this one's absolutely cooked. In order to remove the seats, you need them moved forward. And I'll get that out in a minute. You need the seats moved forward to be able to get the back bolts. So you take your front bolts out first, 18mm. Run the seat forward. Take this panel off. That's a 15mm nut. Take that out of there. Then after you've gotten that forward, you'll come to the back here, and these panels pop off the same way the front panels do, except for you have to pull both of them from the inside around to the out. So I don't know if it's explained it very well, but as I mentioned before, this panel right here is coming out. This bolt here is a T50, T47. Yeah, I think a T50 is the actual size for it, but we don't have that in the box for some reason. So let's go ahead and get this little midget 18 on. I'll try to get that one unbolted too, but I don't think it's going to work. These seats don't look much better than the others, as you can see. But that seat over there doesn't work in our other edge because my son ended up burning the motor up. Of course, this one's not back far enough, so let's reconnect the battery. We'll go ahead and move the other seat back as well. Alright, that seat's all the way back. Let's go ahead and unbolt it. Nope, we're not going to unbolt it. I'm going to get the annoying key out though and go get an extension. Alright, with a 6-inch extension and the short 18, I was able to get down in there. So, we're going to go to the other side and do the front, then move both the seats forward, and then re-disconnect the battery. Right now, I don't trust this thing at all. Alright, so this seat is already moved back for the most part. And then, of course, we have the same panels to take off as we had on the other side. Be right back. Alright, both panels off, both bolts out. Now we'll run the seat all the way forward. We'll have noticed here something a little different. This one is manual tilt control. So, I don't know if that's going to throw a wrench in anything or not. I need to move this the rest of the way forward. Huh. This seat nearly completely folds up. Yeah. Alright, I gotta get back through. Come on, car, move out of the way. Alright, we'll move this seat forward and then disconnect the battery. Oh, this one's full electric. I need to get those uncovered because I know I'm going to cover everything up and not be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, and we're going to disconnect the battery again. Disconnect both sides of it, although it's not really necessary. Oakley dokley. Alright, these panels, as aforementioned, pretty sure it can come from either way, but no, nope, it don't. Pull it forward slightly, rotate it around, she comes right out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We are going to clean, we are going to clean these seats up when we put them in there. Alright, I'm going to wait to go to that side because I got to get that seat out of there, but we'll move on to the next portion here. And that will be getting this panel out without re-breaking the finger. Hello? I think the bottom comes out first. I can't remember. One side panel was already off on the other edge because the seat was broken. Okay, it doesn't come out that way first. Now then, what did we do with the 15? What's back here? Smelled perfume for a minute. A little weird. Where are you going? You don't want to work today? Yes. It's very nice. Alright, well, these seatbelts no worky. As you can see, they've locked out. Back to the other side. I almost fell. Put the shim pack down. Alright, now how are we going to do this? This one's mostly covered. How do we get this off of there? Do we get this off of there? Can we get it off? Pretty sure it does come off. I just don't know how. Oh, we don't have to. Hello? Okay, this is going to take 2 hands. I'm going to have to pull this up with one hand and then take the nut off with the other. Just like I said, that's exactly how it came off. Now we'll toss the tools into the bag and forget we put them there until we go to looking for them in a few minutes. And then take the back seat the rest of the way out. This seat folded all the way up just a minute ago. I wonder why it's not now. I don't know. Alright, fun times to come. Getting the heavier of the 2 seats out. It's only me doing the heavy lifting. My partner in crime has a fractured rib, so he's unable to lift anything. Anywho's, get on out of there. Well, it didn't move from the time that I went back here, so obviously it's not listening. I gotta do it myself. I'm not sure if you all remember from the beginning part of this video, but this stuff right here is really sticky. And I set my phone on it. So now the back of my phone has the sticky junk on it. And when I took my hoodie off, I put my eyeglass arm through there and sat the top of my glasses on there. So now it has it on there too. I got that seat dismounted. Now on to this Torx here. Huh, mine just came right off of there. Alright. Now we're pretty much ready to swap seats. But before we swap the seats, we have to take the center console out and swap the carpet. We'll end up having to do this all again. This is not the last time. I have a dash to change to. Sorry, I should have finished what I was saying there. I'm a little slow. Alright, well, the GIMP is up there taking that one apart. I'm gonna, I guess, finish taking this one apart. Maybe. Possibly. I'll need some pry tools. And a poker. What's Derek call it? A cheek poker? No, that's the thing to get rust off, I believe. Oh, by Derek, I mean Derek from Vice Grip Garage. Okie dokie. Oh man, I stuck my arm to it now. It was alright when it was my hoodie. I stuck my arm to the thing. I forgot how to take this off of here. I know if the GIMP can do it, I can do it. So, let's get her figured out. There's some clips inside of here. So we'll take our hand in here on this bracket and snatch. I've got a light inside of there and the TPMS module. Oh, that's where the TPMS module is. And if you decide to add remote start to your 2012 to 2014 Edge, that's where the antenna plugs in for it. This is the factory LED light. If I can get it out of there. I think it's a LED light. Mine's a LED. I don't know if this is... Oh no, I forgot the switch. I also forgot to check and see if that one had the same switch. let's go look. All right, I've gone to the other edge to check and see if this harness was in there. It was not. So I'm gonna have to figure out what harness needs to be replaced. What is this thing? I don't know what that is, but I'll have to look also and see if the other one has it. It's a chime of some sort. Huh. Let me see. Okay, that one's right here. And you also need to see if it's got that. If it doesn't, then I don't know what part of this harness has to either be tapped into or rewired. God, if I have to rewire this thing, it's almost not worth it. Okay, let's go check. Alright, battery is extremely limited, so probably going forward is going to be extremely limited in recording. So one of the main things that we're going to have to do in order to make this swap is taking the latch out. Although I do believe my latch has the cinch mechanism in it, it may not, but we're going to go ahead and take it out, take the entire harness out, and hopefully this is provisioned for the backup camera. If not, then we'll probably have to figure out how to wire that in with our wiring harness. We have to take the entire harness from the power liftgate module up through the door. All of this has to come out all the way up to the front in order to make this swap. But based off of what I just figured out, this should be relatively straightforward to be able to get this out. The module, if I'm not, or not the module, but the harness, if I'm not mistaken, plugs in up under here, which means that we should be able to take that out from under there. We're removing the headliner anyways to be able to switch it over as well. I want to make our edge look a lot better. We're taking the D-pillar panel out. I'm not using these because we have factory D-pillar speakers. Those may or may not work. I don't know if this has a harness running down the roof or not. But we have a lot of plastics to take out, airbags to remove, maybe, and then seatbelt brackets. Actually, I don't think those, yes, those do have to come out because we're taking the headliner out. So, a lot of work still involved. We'll catch up with you later. Alright, we spent 4 hours taking this one apart and disassembling the other one. And right now, I have to continue taking the other one apart and then try to figure out this whole wiring harness debacle. If I want to use the electric opening stuff for the back, I have to change the wiring harness out, and it requires me to change the whole entire wiring harness out. And of course you can see here it goes up into the back here. All of this harness here has to be changed. That harness has to go all the way to the front. This harness, that part of the harness, all of that harness. I don't know if I'm going to be doing this or not. Although I'd like to have it, I don't think I'm going to have it. Now, this harness that's factory for the 2014 Edge was provision for the buttons. But in order to get it fixed back here at the back to where it will actually work, then it has to be reran. This dash harness here is not connected to that harness there. This is part of the body control module, sure, but this is the main part of the body control module. And back here in the back, I don't have the plugs, I don't have the bulk of the wire. All of the stuff that I need, I do not have. I think I'll probably be fixing some nasty electrical tape while I'm in here, but I'm going to look inside the wiring harness just to see if maybe those wires are terminated. If they are, then that's perfect. Then I'll just tap into it, connect the wires, and not have to worry about running all of this to the front. But if it's not provisioned in here, then I don't think I'm going to be running it. Alright, the carpet is back down. We're getting ready to put the center console back in. So when you put the carpet in, make sure that you push your clip in back up here. This goes back around the ring. You got a clip here. Pull your wiring harnesses out on both sides and then lay everything else flat. This right here needs to be under the edge of the vent for the floor for the back. Change the CD player out. I already put another CD player in here, but it didn't work either. We'll end up having to take the center console back out, so this is good that we're getting the practice, because soon we're going to be changing the dash, simply because I don't like all of this nastiness. All right, center console's next. Center console is in. 8mm, 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 and then there's a 10 and an 8 up under this panel right here, but this panel comes out before taking the center console out. So these are 7, 7, and a 7 up in the front on both sides of it. Radio installed. We switched these out to Phillips head and previous repair. I think it was whenever I put this factory radio back in. Climate controls back in. Cup holder console area is back in. I have to put the screws back in here.
Here, you just set that over here.
These are some really short, very coarse screws. And they just go right back into their home here. Cinch it down, put it up in park, put the side panels back on, and then put the seats in. Right, carpet's in, seats are in, headliner is mostly in. This is a lot cleaner than the other one, but I do have some interior cleaner. We'll take and clean this liner. This particular year and model of the seat does not GHO, I guess, whatever, with the computator in there. The seats aren't memory seats, so I have to program the memory out of it. That seat over there is mechanical for the lean forward, lean backwards part. It does move forward and back with a motor. This one moves all different directions with the motor, so the only thing I have to do is program out the memory part. The back seats, the only difference really, aside from it being much cleaner, is the center console design, which is very different from the 2014, but I like it. I like it a lot better than ours. So we're going to continue on and get the rest of the plastics in that hold the roof liner in place, which is going to be the pull handles, the A, B, and C pillars, and the D pillar, because technically the D pillar holds up the back section more than this little clip back here in the center, this one. So making slow but steady progress. I haven't done anything to this thing in 3 or 4 days, just because it's the weekend, February 14th, and church. So today we're hoping to get it all done. Last thing on my agenda is going to be the dash, but we've got to pull it out of that Ford. I mean, that Ford. We're just pulling it out of that Ford. And then put it in here. And maybe change the horn airbag. I don't know. We've changed quite a few things out so far. I didn't record everything because I didn't have enough battery the day or 2 days that I was recording this. We're just going to keep on keeping on, see how far we can get today. Alright, the spare tire compartment is all finished up. All of the plastics are now put back into place back here. Seats are set up. Only thing we have left to do is the sill plate for the back, the seatbelt pillar cover or B pillar cover lower section, and then the front section here. And then it'll all be reassembled, except for, of course, putting these covers back on. But then it'll be done. I have to program the seats in, and it's all she wrote. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention this section. This all just pops in the front, pops in the back, and then, of course, screws in back here. But before I put these in, I need to get the screws, or the bolts, nuts, whatever they are, that hold this panel in. Because that does rattle, and it's annoying. So that's going to finish this up. Thanks for watching.